Hello friends and welcome. I'm Sara Lihz. I'm so excited you're here. We have a fun technique today. We're gonna make some critters dance. I mean, they're not critters, they're a pill in a pill bottle, but they could be critters. You know what I mean? This is a technique you can use with the snap and slides from Pear Blossom Press and any critters or other elements you have that you want to make dance. So I have my favorite side effect, the new die set from Spellbinders, the snap and slides, and then I also have some mini brads. I've had these in my stash for an absolute eternity, but any brads that you have should work just fine. We'll maybe talk through some other options of things you could swap in. We just need to create a hinge with a joint that moves. So that's where we're headed. I'm going to start by assembling my dies here. I just think this is so smart. The way they did the eyes on both of these makes it really quick and easy. You just glue together the two rectangles, a black one and a white one, and then the whole thing fits behind the eyeball openings. I love it when stuff like that happens with our die sets, and I just feel like a lot of care and thought was put into the designing of it. I'm assembling the rest of these pieces on top of a tiny little silicone mat. I don't think they make this one anymore. If I have more pieces or bigger pieces, sometimes I'll grab my waffle flower stencil mat. It works just as well, but anything where the glue comes off super easily. Technically, I could do this right on my glass mat, but it's harder to clean, so I try to avoid that. I tap off the glue on these little legs before I go adding the next layer on top sometimes, just if I feel like I have a little too much glue on there. That way it doesn't ooze out and then it's an even bigger mess. There are also little pills in this die set. There are 3 pieces to it, but I'm just going to use 2. I cut the backing layer out of pink, and then I have a top layer in blue that I'll add on top of each of them. If you didn't want to assemble small pieces like this, there are tons of shaker mixes that would work and kind of look like pills. I think Trinity Stamps might have some that look like actual pills. I'll take a look. If there are, I'll link them below. Then I can go ahead and add my arms and legs onto my little dancers. I like to put the glue onto the arms and legs and then just sort of lay the larger piece onto them. For me, it's less messy this way, and it lets me really visualize where things are going to go. I want to make sure I have plenty of coverage on the back. These are moving elements. If I was gluing them straight to my card, there wouldn't be any need to double up the arms or legs, but because they do move, I want to make sure we're not going to run into problems if the 2 pieces hit each other or if a small child is pulling the tab and touching the elements. So if you've been around and you've seen my videos before, you know I try to make my cards nearly indestructible. I'll add one more layer on the back of each of these just to kind of seal everything in, make sure it's not going to catch on anything, and then I end up with like an arm that's moving when it shouldn't. I'll use my little pickup stick to add glue underneath each of those pills and add them into my pill bottle. And then my 2 characters are ready to go. I just think that they're so stinking cute. Then I'm going to use this die set. It's and it comes with the die and then a bunch of stamps that are really funny and punny. So we'll use some of those as well. I wanted to create a little drop shadow for this so that we've got layers of color and it's nice and punchy and bright and bold. So I always add my drop shadows sort of down and to the right. I know that if I do it that way all the time, that I'm more likely to make them look the same when I have multiple pieces, right? So I have 3 letters, but actually 2 separate dies that need to be glued. And so this way, I just am better in practice of matching that same drop shadow. In the end, I decided it was a little too dark, so I have some light teal that I sprayed with a little shimmer spritz, and I'm going to add that on there as well. This will be my top layer, so it's going sort of up and to the left, but then again, my drop shadow is in the same place, down and to the right. Wet glue for me is really key. It means I have room to wiggle this and make sure everything ends up perfectly in place. I also have a background that I just pulled from my drawer full of backgrounds I made for something else and then it didn't work out. It is the sprinkled confetti Betterpress plate, and I Betterpressed it onto dark teal cardstock with some silver ink, but you absolutely could hot foil that if you didn't have a Betterpress machine or use any other background, right? We're really kind of focusing on a technique here, even as I walk you through one particular card. I'm getting the layout here, making sure I've got room for everything. And then I've got to figure out the placement. I want to poke a hole in that cardstock that's sort of right behind the meatiest part of my characters. I also want those parallel with the bottom of the card. Then I'm going to grab this little finger notch die set from Emergency Card Essentials die set number 3. I designed that for Trinity Stamps and it has tons of interactive elements in it. I also have a 1/4 inch circle die from Trinity Stamps that will cut the holes where I've marked them just by poking through with my little pickup stick. So I have one hole done. I do need to run this through and cut the other one as well. That way I have room for 2 snap and slide pieces from Papercrafting, one for each of my characters. So here's my panel. I have 2 holes and then a notch on the right, and I want to create a pull tab. So I have 2 about 1 inch thick pieces of pink cardstock, and I'm going to double it up. This gets pulled and it moves the elements, so I want it to be nice and sturdy. And I'm going to stamp the word pull on there using the Papercrafting Magic stamp set from Trinity Stamps. If I had this to do again, I would probably make that slightly shorter. It's 4 inches right now, and it doesn't need to be that wide. It will dance better if there's more room. I am putting my 2 snap and slides through those holes. They just snap together. And it's really easy. You can take them back apart if it's not quite where you want it. So there they are lined up in there. And I am going to also grab my 2 mini brands. I have 2 scratch pieces of cardstock. They're about a 1/2 inch thick, and I'm poking a hole at one end. Then I'm going to line this up so that I have my pull centered in my finger notch and just tape it into place so I can figure out where I need my next holes. I'm going to hold this over my little foam mat. It just gives me room to poke holes through things. And I'm lining this up, and I'm going to make a mistake right here, you guys. I poked this clear through the front of my card, and I didn't want that. You can see me like pause and freak out for a second. For the second one, I'll just use my pencil and mark that hole. I'm going to peel this off and then keep working. In the meantime, I will take those snap and slides off of this panel and just run it through my die cutting machine without anything else in there, and that hole nearly disappears. I have a busy enough background that no one's going to notice, and I don't have to start over. So I'll add my snap and slides back through my holes. I love that they're removable like that. And then I can start working on this pink panel. One already has the hole through it, and the other one was just marked with pencil. So I'm going to mark both holes, make sure they're plenty big so I can stick my little brad through there. So I put one end through my white scrap of cardstock and another through the pink piece. When I go to open the 2 prongs on the brad, I'm being really careful not to mash them like all the way flat open. That makes it tight and they don't want to move as well. So give yourself a little space, let it be a little bit loose. That works really well for us. This is going to line up with my notch, and then those white pieces are going to get adhered to my snap and slides. I probably have between a 1/4 inch and a 1/2 inch of space in between the snap and slides and the pink sliding bar. What I want is when I pull that tab, and it's going to move up and down ever so slightly, but when I pull that tab, it's going to rotate the snap and slide, and that's what's going to make my elements dance. So I'm actually using a combination of a small glue dot and some wet glue. Pear Blossom Press does have sticky spots, but it covers the entire back of that element, and it doesn't really allow me to use wet glue as well, and I like the combination. I'm marking a dot at the top with my little marker just so I can see the movement and make sure everything's working right. I like to test things. And as I pull this, you can see that dot rotates to the right. If I had left that pink piece a little bit shorter, then as I pushed it in a little further than the edge of the card, they would dance to the other side a little bit better. I'm making a pencil mark as I push this as far to the right and left as I can or as I want to, and noting where that pink bar ends up. I'm also marking the finger notch onto my card base. I could use the die again, but no one's really going to see it. I like the die because it has some little stitching detail, but this way I have a finger notch that goes all the way through the card. I have 2 stamp sets to play with. I've got one from the sort of pill and pill bottle die set and one from the die set, which I think is so much fun. It comes with it. So you get all of your puns sort of with your dies, and I love that I don't have to pick and choose. For the inside of my card, we're going to use a goofy little sentiment. It says, now available and barely holding it together strength. And that sounds about right some days. So I'm using a black pigment ink, and I will stamp that sort of centered in the top third of the inside of my card. And then there's another stamp that says seriously that comes with the UGG die set. And I'll stamp that onto the back as like a little afterthought. I'll also have my personal stamp back there when the card is completely finished. I took the pad out of my MISTI, and I'll tuck that into the corner and set that aside while I add foam tape onto the back of this panel. I want it to go all along the sides, excluding where I have my finger tab and my little pink pull tab. And then I need it to go underneath the snap and slides. I want to give them just a little bit of room to groove. And I have to be careful as I pull that pink tab, the whole bar sort of moves up and down a little bit. And so I'm also giving that a little extra room at the top. That way everything's going to move. And if you press on the card, it's not going to be saggy. Yes, there's a ton of foam adhesive on here. It's 3mm foam. You don't have to, but it will hold up better over time if you do. So again, I have my card base and the top left corner of my MISTI. I'll remove all of that backing paper. And then this way, when I add my wet glue and I've got everything sticky and ready to go, I can just tuck that card front into the same corner, and I know that everything will line up nicely. I focus really on the top of the card where I have my fold, because I can't trim away the fold, but I could trim away on the other three sides if I needed to even something out, and it would work just fine. Now that everything's working from a mechanical standpoint, I can finish my decoration. I like to do the two things separately. If there's a pop-up or an interactive element, if it's possible to complete that on its own, I'll do that. That way, if something goes wrong, I'm not also starting over with my decorations. So I'm just using some wet glue to adhere the UGG to my card. There are two pieces and they sort of overlap on the top and bottom. And so definitely if you have this die set, line everything up first before you start gluing things down. And then I'll use sticky spots from Pear Blossom Press. These are the perfect size to fit on top of those snap and slides. And I know I'll get really good adhesion with my characters. These two guys are about the same size as a lot of the character stamps that I have, and some of the smaller character die sets. So truly, you could swap in tons of other supplies and do the same sort of thing. But when I pull the tab, they sort of dance back and forth. I just love this. I hope that you'll give this a try. I hope you got a good laugh out of this. Thank you all so much for spending your time with me, and I will see you next time.